What is up, guys? It is your boy Awesome Frank 13 back with another video. And man, has it been a long time. 7 months ago, I think, was the last time I posted. Holy moly macaroni. And we're back with the Warframe stuff. I was thinking about making a Destiny 2 video, but here we are in Warframe once more. Wow, December 16th was the last time I posted. Anywho, you guys aren't here for my entire life story, so shut up, Frank, and get to the damn build that I clicked on. Here we go. We are making today, or we have made, that I would like to share, is a Lore Accurate Excalibur Umbra Build. Okay. Lore Accurate. Now, Lore Accurate, I say, is because of how much damage we're outputting. And let's just skip to it. Right, let's just skip to it. As we can see on our Excalibur Umbra, we have put about 6 formas into the bitch. Okay. We have completely removed all of the umbral bullshits. Because, like, I genuinely don't give a shit about this. Right? So here's what's going on. If you want to screenshot it now, boom, go for it. Screenshot it, you're done. So this is going to be an interesting build, really focused around heavy attacks, right? So that's why we have swift momentum, right? This just gives us wind-up speed, right? And some extra melee duration. So that we don't have to constantly be building our shit up. You know, we just kind of have it for a long time. And then we kind of bump up our power strength by quite a lot. Okay, we have...
Navigation has been updated with new
Excuse me, Lotus, I was doing
Chaos
something.
is spreading.
We have power drift. You know, ability strength. We have adaptation. This is going to help us live, right? Because who doesn't want to live? Because this is a steel path worthy build, right? Then we got Blind Rage completely maxed out. By the way, I should say, all these mods you want, or all these you want to be maxed, right? All these mods you want to be maxed. I'm not there yet because I'm nothing but a broke broke boy. So yeah, adaptation, if you can get it up to max, I mean, awesome. That would literally be fantastic. Anywho, back to it. We have prime continuity for, you know, allowing us to have a little bit of energy. Because as you can see, we got about 2 energy per second, right? Fuck that point shit. No, we round up. 2 energy a second. It's going to take 40 to cast it, but that's okay because we have primed flow, right? I would like you to have this max once again, but you know, sometimes you can't, right? Either way, I think it's good where it's at. I think you can get away with this being at, like, you know, R7, rank 7. Anyways, the build that makes it come together, the thing that makes it come together, Chromatic Blade, baby. There isn't nothing like it. There's nothing like Chromatic Blade, really. There's nothing like it. So, as you can see, Exalted Blades Augment. It pretty much changes the damage type based off of your color, right? So we go to Appearance. Our emissive, I have blue. For electric, there is a big reason for this, right? You want it to be blue because we want electric. I think you can get away with purple. Doesn't matter to me much how you customize your frame looking. You know, all we need is electric. So at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. But it gives us 300% status chance, right? This is amazing for something we're to come back to in just a second. Transient Fortitude, get that strength up. The duration's kind of canceled out with the prime continuity plus a little more. Plus this giving us more duration. Range, we deadass don't need range. Okay, range and efficiency don't matter for what we're doing, really. And then we have Precision Intensify. This gives us 90% ability strength to our 4th ability, which is, in fact, Exalted Blade. Look at that. So we got a fridge ton of damage into our Exalted Blade. I think this goes over this, really. So, of course, you might need to put a 7th Forma if you do want to completely max out the mods, which is probably something I'm going to get to right after this video's done. My cats are going insane right now. Anywho, we have Arcane Reaper to kind of help us live. Maxed out Arcane Reaper because, once again, I ain't nothing but a broke boy. Shout out Flight. It gives us on melee kill, which we will be getting a lot. You know, kind of the whole reason of the build. We get 24 health regen per second, by the way. And then 660 armor for 10 seconds. All right, this will kind of help us live a little bit better in Steel Path. I can't say much about the Duviri circuit stuff and shenanigans because after like a certain point, like when you start getting to the thousands of their level, I don't think there's much you can do without Overguard that'll keep you alive with any frame, really, unless I'm just stupid. But then we got Arcane Fury on critical hit. We have a 60% chance for 180% melee damage to melee weapons for 18 seconds. This applies to our, once again, Exalted Blade. And then we're going to move into our Phrygian, what's it called? Helmet, right? You would like to subsume Mr. Coulervo, right? Genuinely good luck on this grind. I think I wanted to, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube the entire time I was grinding for him. But you go into the Duviri, whatever, and then you fight him during certain spirals or whatever and whatnot. Anywho, next up, of course, the Exalted Blade, okay? So this is what we got going on. The reason why we had our shenanigans on electric is for this bad boy right here. Melee influence, baby. So on melee electricity status, right, there is a 20% chance for elemental melee status effects to apply to enemies within 20 meters for 18 seconds. Cannot refresh while active. Guys, this is fan-frickin-tastic. You'll pretty much have this the entire time, right? And you'll just be nuking places. Just absolute Tsar-bombaing brooms, right? Of course, you can't really change this, so Exalted Blade. I don't really like Tenakai, but it's good for it because of something. But I genuinely hate playing Tenakai, so like, frick off, I don't like you, whatever. We have Dispatch Overdrive instead, because on melee attack hit, a heavy attack hit, 60% movement speed. What this is going to do is this is going to make us pretty much have like a pocket vault, right? We're going to be swinging like crazy. Then we got Prime Pressure Point. I mean, literally, what else can you do? Oh, sorry, I'd like to say again that this also has 6 formas. I once again got rid of all this bullshit because we don't really need it. I guess you could, right? But is it as good as this? Will it ever be as good as that? No. This part, maybe. Voice crack, but we don't need this because of Coulervo, right? He is giving us a 1,000,000,000% critical chance, as you can see on the bottom right. We have 314% melee crit chance. Holy testicles. So then we go back to the Exalted Blade. Yeah. Fucking 0% crit chance. Look at that. Anywho, prime pressure point. Then we got condition overload. 80% melee damage per status type affecting the target. This is going to be this is going to be a key part. Jesus Christ, what is going on? This is going to be a key part of the build in a second. This is pretty much going to be a little trick up our sleeve whenever we need it, right? Because, in my opinion, we have 4 tricks up our sleeves in this build that we can keep adding damage, right? We have Gladiator's Might. You know, just crit damage, 10% melee crit multiplier chance, blah, 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 blah. Crit chance per combo multiplier. That's kind of whatever. Prime Fury. This is so that we're not slow as balls. As you can see, we're already kind of slow as balls. We have Amalgam Organ Shatter. The reason why we do not have normal Organ Shatter, let's just go ahead and look this up real quick. Organ Shatter. We have 90% over 85%. I will take the 5% trade-off for that 60% heavy attack wind-up speed, right? As you can see, our wind-up is fast as balls. This kind of plays into this, right? And it... Let me just finish this shit, dude. Hold on. Galvanize Elementalist, 80% status damage. On kill, we have 120 extra percent status chance on top of our 196 or whatever the balls. Then we have 40% heavy attack efficiency. We're using focused energy instead of, let's see, what's the other one? Voltaic Strike. I feel we already have enough status chance to proc, you know, influence and just overall get the damage in that we need. So we're going with focused energy, right? And then finally, we have Shocking Touch just for the extra damage. I think these are all maxed out mods unless I'm mouse blind as a bat. But pretty much the build is to use our Quilervo, spam this, and then pop a heavy attack every now and again so that we can get even faster, pretty much more hits in, you know. For our Archon Shards, we have all of our red ones on ability strength because we have 2 purples that have gain 37% melee crit damage, period, right? When max energy is over 500, the damage boost doubles. Guess what we have, chat? We have about 603 energy. So as long as you're not going under that, which, you know, you should have, costs 40 to cast it, sure. And then it costs 40 every time you use this. I hope within the 21 seconds you can get at least 2 balls, 2 energy balls. I could even go as far as to say, actually I don't know if I could. Actually I don't know if I could, because this is, I don't know. I don't think this is worth putting on instead of something else. I guess adaptation if you're like the GOAT, but I don't think that's a very smart idea on Steel Path. How about this? If you're playing normal, right? Go for Equilibrium instead of adaptation. Fine. But if you're playing Steel Path, if you're doing the circuit Steel Path to get your Incarnons and whatnot, go adaptation 100%, 1000%. So, one of the tricks up our sleeves, right, is using the heavy attacks, correct? Because we get a lot of bonus from our heavy attacks here. Another trick up our sleeve is going to be Epitaph. You can do Compressa. You can do I think there's another one, but Epitaph Compressa, that's about where I draw the line personally. Here's what we got. It's a one forma. It's nothing special. If you can, here's what I would do differently. I would put a prime fulmination, which I do not have ranked because, of course, I ain't nothing but a broke boy. Also, yeah, so this is the build. If you can max out everything on this, drop another forma. That would be lovely, right? I think one more forma would do it. We are doing a viral because, viral is like the GOAT. Shout out the GOAT. You can do corrosive, I suppose, right? And then you got pistol ammo mutation. This is a very controversial take, but IMO, if you're meleeing anyways, you're not using this, right? So we go back. This gives us 50% ammo from our primary. Easy. Secondary encumber. I like this because we can just maybe trigger a random one. If you can max it out, awesome, but I suck, so I don't have it at all yet. Anywho, this is going to help prime our targets, our victims, really. Just with viral and obviously random shit that we can get. Just to give us a little edge on our enemies. So that's our second trick. The third one is whatever you got as your focus, right? Or as your school. I know there's one that does extra melee damage, blah, 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 whatever. You're not cool. Generic. Look, 99% of Warframers are using generic. So this build was focused around that. Of course, with the ult, I believe there is one that gives us ability strength or something of the sorts. Let's see. There's one that gives us ability strength, if I am thinking correctly. Yeah, there you go. 40% ability strength. That's awesome. It also gives us 10% cast speed, which, doesn't really matter. Gives us extra energy, blah, blah, blah. And then it shoots people. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's just amazing. So that's why I'm using generic for this. So those are pretty much our tricks. Now into the gameplay. So as you can see, we're in a Murmur survival in the Sanctum Anatomica, or whatever the balls it's called. And it's just killing shit, really, at the end of the day, with your 4. You just want to use your Excalibur when you can. Another trick I forgot to add from earlier was that we also have our howl, right? Our radial howl, which you can also trigger by just, using your, by sliding with your Exalted blade, and it'll cast pretty much the normal Excalibur radial blind. But, at the end of the day, there's no rocket science to this build. It's just kill shit, man. That's kind of the name of the game always, you feel? But as you can see, with enemies of just any normal steel path mission, it's gonna be cakewalk. It's gonna be cakewalk. It's gonna be a cakewalk, right? There's nothing more you really need. I guess if you get to level 200 plus enemies, then, well, your Excalibur will be a lot more useful and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you have your Epitaph, you have your heavy attacks, you have your radial howl, radial blind, and you're set, man. You're set. Honestly, if you're not going to be using this in Steel Path and you're just like a normal mode gamer, whatever, cool. You should be fine with your Quilero stuff, and then you'll be good to go forever. Shoot, you might not even need that most of the time. But the only thing I can really say more is that if you are doing the Duviri stuff with this Warframe, like let's say you're taking this build into the circuit in Steel Path, I do recommend you go for the decrees that have one of them's a big one. It is like gain 80 overguard from each melee kill you get, and then you could get 3 of those decrees total, so that adds up to 240 overguard per melee kill. This is going to be fantastic. It's just going to give you that little bit more survivability, that little invulnerability pillow that you can get. But overall, you do want to be dodging and whatnot, because the guy is very, very, very squishy. He can die pretty easily. But realistically, you should be fine. I would also I like the decrees that have just higher critical melee damage in general. May Once again, crit chance decrees are not that useful considering the Culervo aspect of this build. So you kind of just want to go for anything that'll keep you alive and anything that gives you more crit damage, and make sure it is for melees at the end of the day. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to show you a little example where I do need the epitaph right here. Pretty much against this necromech. Necromechs are pretty tanky in general within your EDAs, your what is it? A friggin' TPA or TDA? I have no clue, right, what the other one is. But some of these guys can be really tanky. As you can see, just use the epitaph, hit them with a high comboed heavy attack, and it should be all good. You get them knocked out pretty easily here. Especially when you have your Xeneric books on top of that too, from using your Xeneric ult, your little 10 ult thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, this Excalibur build is pretty easy to use. It's pretty user friendly. It's just for my Excalibur mains out there, like me myself, that wish that they would have played in 2013 and have the Excalibur Prime so they can, be even cooler and have even more aura. But yeah, this is my Lore Accurate Excalibur Umbra build. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to be making more content here going forward. Really. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember, stay awesome, stay Frank. Awesome Frank signing out. Peace.